All right, welcome to my live stream. I'm Joshua Kemble. I've been a graphic designer and illustrator for over 20 years, and I'm also a cartoonist who does graphic novels like Two Stories, which is my confessional autobiographical graphic novel that I wrote and illustrated that tells the story of how I learned how to deal with depression as well as caregive for somebody with panic disorder, and it also talks about kind of being a kid growing up in a Christian school and like experiencing and learning how to navigate the hypocrisy inevitable at those things, as well as silly things like dressing like Indiana Jones for an entire year at school in very strange artsy behaviors. And so it's a good book. It's a very personal book. It tries to destigmatize hard conversations about mental illness, and I'm really proud of that book, and that's available at stores everywhere. I've also done another graphic novel called Jacob's Apartment, which I wrote, illustrated, and that tells the story of two roommates, Jacob and Sarah. Jacob is struggling with his faith and with questions of meaning and existence after his father is diagnosed with cancer. And meanwhile, his roommate, Sarah, is going through a tumultuous breakup from a long-term relationship and is kind of questioning her beliefs and her identity as well. And both are being plagued by like really strange dreams. Jacob dreams of a stuffed animal that he had as a kid that got pretty much like torn up by a bunch of bullies. And he dreams of himself as that stuffed animal. Sarah has these strange dreams of like drowning and searching for something underwater. And both of them, as they find themselves drawn together, have their dreams and reality kind of interweave in a way like if you took Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind and Ghost World, put them in a blender, you like that flavor, that's Jacob's Apartment. So make sure you check that out. But as you'll notice, I do live streams that are of two subjects. One is usually I'll work on my graphic novel, Not Death But Love, The Strange Supernatural Story of Elizabeth Barrett Browning, which is a graphic novel that I'm about 70, let's see what page we're on, 72 pages into, and needs to be over 200 pages. And if I'm not working on that, I'll be working on like Two Stories, which I've worked on stream, because there's still book 2. But today I am working on cartooning stuff that I do off stream. And then as a reward, once I hit certain milestones, I am going to be playing Risk. So as you'll notice on my streams, if you want to know if it's an art stream or not, usually right here where my hand is, you're going to see like a really fancy banner that, Corey Kerr has teased me for. That's like this giant obnoxious banner. And that's usually going to be an art stream. Whereas if you just see the ticker down here, that's because I'm leaving room for the game of Risk to stream and for the URL not to block your view of Risk. So we're going to play a game of Risk. I've hit a point in the day where I have been working all day on comics. I have gotten a little over the halfway point on just the untoned pencils for the page, which is actually pretty good progress. I know I'm going to be working late into the night, so I'm probably going to be taking a very quick nap like just to make sure that I have the energy to go all through the night on this page and see it through, so that I at least have the linear pencils done, not necessarily all the shading and stuff like that. But I've hit a point where before I take a nap, before I take a break, I was going to play a game of Risk, and I have started live streaming these games because I also, on top of being a cartoonist, a father, all this other stuff that I talk about a lot on the stream, have the secret ambition to try to become a grandmaster at Risk. The highest ranking I've reached so far is Master. I then hit some bad games multiple times and went from Master all the way back to like almost beginner. And now I'm right back up at Expert. So we're on track to hopefully, depending how this game goes, either go from Expert back to Intermediate or from Expert to Master. But before we even play Risk, I want to show you guys some comic stuff because, I am a cartoonist and I do want to show off a little bit of what I've been working on I finished Alan's book too. My friend Alan wrote a really good book called On Getting Out of Bed that I feel is a really important book. It's a very short book. It's a very easy read, but I love it. I listened to the audiobook version of it, which he reads, which is really surreal when it's somebody, we were like teenagers playing in punk bands together, like locally in this area. So it's funny to hear him like all officially as an author reading a book. When this is a guy we were in junior college together too, taking classes together and making obnoxious jokes. And he was in a hip hop band, and I don't know, he's an interesting guy, but it's fun to see the evolution. But I will say it's well read. It's a good book. And it's definitely more geared towards people who are Christians, not, just in full transparency. It's definitely a religious book, but it talks about mental illness in a way that I think is really cool and refreshing and kind of necessary, especially within that genre of books, which I tend to not actually buy a lot of books that are written by Christians, even though I'm a Christian, because honestly, like a lot of it is like Thomas Kincaid painting versions of life where, it's like a lot of Christian artists feel this need to kind of make art that makes everything look pretty and beautiful. And I think that's boring. Same with Christian music, all of that stuff. But Alan is an exception. He's a really good writer. I'd put him on par with like C.S. Lewis type thinker and writer. And so I think it's really cool. And I'm honored that he's a friend of mine and it was a good book. So I finished that while I was working. And I recommend it, especially if you're curious about like spiritualism or about Christianity and like what that has to say about like mental illness and stuff like that. And if you are a Christian who happens to have struggles with like depression or anxiety or just the general ills of life, I think it's a very important book. So yeah, I want to make sure I shout that out before I kind of get into the fun stuff. So let's show a real quick preview of where I'm at on the page, and then we're going to get into a game of Risk. And we got Christopher Runciman saying, nice, the Kremlinator. That is correct, Christopher. That is correct. Okay. And we've got here, I'll show you. So we're about 5 panels in. 5 panels in. So I have 5 panels. The linear lines penciled. I'm going to be toning these later. I have 2 panels left to go. So that's why I was thinking this would be a good time to like stop, play a quick game of Risk, and then take a power nap so that I can power through the last 2 panels tonight. And since I'm working on drawing and pencils, and that's something that is just kind of boring, I think, for content, because I can't talk, I can't comment. I just kind of end up getting in the zone and just drawing. So anyhow, because of that, I've been doing those off stream, and I will be probably finishing this up tonight. I might be live streaming again, another game of Risk, because I want to provide content. It was a goal of mine a while ago that when I'm working on parts of my comic that I don't do as a live stream, I should still be providing content. And because I have this secret goal of becoming a grandmaster on Risk, I thought, hey, that could be fun for people who it's interesting for. And I'll give people a heads up at the very beginning so that if you're not on that train of Risk, which, by the way, why aren't you? You should be. It's the best game there is. It is easily, I am autistically fascinated with this game. And you should be too. But anyhow, I'm just saying, if you're not, I try to give people a heads up at the beginning so they know, oh, okay, this is going to be a Risk one. And most of the Risk games, I'm going to be just, it's a very high intensity, high focus game. So most of what I do during those games is just talk through my strategy as best I can. And hopefully that'll be useful for people who are interested in the game of Risk and interested in getting better, or it might be entertaining for people who are really killer at the game of Risk to watch a newbie kind of attempt to get better at the game. And so maybe you can learn from my mistakes. I have actually learned from other people's mistakes when playing Risk. Like when I play Risk and I see somebody go way all out, overextend themselves, they take like half the map, they think they've dominated the game because they're a newer player, and you're like, oh man, you're gonna die in 2 turns. But you watch that and you go, oh, I know the temptation, that like why they made that move, and I totally will never, I will try to remember not to ever be that guy. So anyhow, maybe I can be that. Christopher said, my mom says the kids that sit at the back of the bus play Risk. Yes, I am definitely that nerd at the back of the bus playing Risk. And actually, I don't know. Us Risk players, but I don't know. Maybe we ride our own bus. I don't know. Anyhow, all right. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and go to Risk Cam. Boom. And we're going to play at minimum 1 game of Risk. I've generally on most of my Risk streams been playing Classic. The Classic map is my favorite thing to play. I don't really, at this point, I don't see a need to kind of expand outside of that. I've mostly been playing Classic Fixed. Paul Pate said, he's back. That's right, I'm back. And he said, hi, Josh. Hi, Chris. How's it going? Yeah, so Classic Fixed is usually the game I play, but the last few games I've been playing Progressive, and I think I'm going to stay on that Progressive train as long as there's a Progressive game to play. Christopher said they were, this is about people who play Risk. They wear jean jackets and smoke Popeye cigarettes. She told me this a while ago. That's true. They tend to like lean against the side of a building and just kind of go. Like, in fact, honestly, I'm an unusual Risk player in that I'm even talking. Like, generally, they'll just look at you and be like, I don't know. I'm trying to look cool. It didn't work. That's it. All right. After my failed attempt at looking cool. So stay with us. I'm gonna browse and find a game. That's the most slow period of these streams is the browsing and finding a game. But once the games get going, they get really intense and really fun really quickly. So bear with me as we find a game. Stick-on tattoos. Christopher's definitely right. They've got actually this tattoo, this one as well. This one, they're stick-on tattoos. So, and I do play Risk, so that must be true. I mean, it's from my experience that must be true, so it must be true. All right, so we're going to find a game and hopefully increase our expert status. That's a good fixed game, actually, but I want progressive and I want 6-player, ideally, because 6-player is so much more fun. I feel like this game goes too quick and it's too boring with like 4 players. A lot of good fixed games being offered, so maybe we'll play a fixed game again. But we're also at like 51 potential games here. I'm just going to kind of browse and find preferably a progressive, preferably 6 players. I feel like the guy who just got into prog rock, and I'm like scanning the records, just flipping through them, like preferably looking for a progressive thing. I kind of want my songs to play for about like 40 minutes. That's what I'm looking for here. 6-player progressive prog. We should start calling it. I should start coming up with cool music term slang for Risk. So I do want to let you guys know I'm by no means a bad Risk player. I am by no means a grandmaster yet. But I'll get there. But I'm not half bad and I'm not half good. There are definitely players out there. I have had the opportunity a few times to play a game against a grandmaster. I wish some of those had been on stream. And those end really quickly with my destruction very, very quickly at hand. So I want to be clear about that. Like, by playing this on stream, and my ambition to become a grandmaster, I am not making claims to the latter. Like, this is true random. I don't like true random, and it's only 5 players. Let's see if we can find one. This is literally the exciting time of the stream, is Finding a play. What is everybody up to? Christopher Runsman said Prague Risk. What is everybody up to? Are you guys working on comics? So many fixed games. It's funny, when I was looking for fixed games only, all there were progressive. Now that I'm looking for progressive games, all there is fixed. Okay. We will find a game. I would do auto match, but I noticed that like the collaboration stuff was happening mostly on the auto match setting, which goes really quick. And also the downside of the auto match setting, there's a progressive game with 6 players, but it only has 1 out of 6. The problem with the auto match setting too is you're basically only going to play a game with 4 players if you do an auto match. We might have to go backwards and find that. There's progressive, but it's full. Okay, let's refresh. Try one more scroll through to see if we can find a good game. Oh, that was progressive and it was full. Oh, there we go. Let's do this. Wait, but it's true random. Never mind. Okay, we're going to do one last scroll through. I know this is the most entertaining, exciting thing you guys have ever experienced in life. Christopher said he's back in the studio. He went to Walmart and missed the end of my last game before today. Well, it ended beautifully. Like my last 2 games, right now I have set the standard high today. I've played some solid games. So now it is up to me to destroy that perception so you guys can see that, no, I am not actually that good of a Risk player. Because I played pretty close to, not perfectly, but I played very well on those ones earlier. I feel very proud of them. But I want to find a game, darn it. Okay, we're going to find one. The problem is I'm also coming across a lot of full games, and so I might have to kind of reset and look again. But this time, let's go backwards. So, hey, there's progressive, but it's only 5 players. Should we just do a 5? Let's do a 5. 120 seconds, turn timers. Ooh. I guess life does not want me to do a 5. It looks like my connection's kind of weird. So hold on, let me fix that. Okay, we'll go back. We'll go back and browse. I just didn't want you guys to see my phone. Okay, so let's see here. Let's find a game. I thought we had one. We didn't. There's progressive 4-player. Don't like 4-player. There's progressive experts. But again, they only have 1 of 6, and I feel like this has been sitting dead for a while. That's a little troublesome. We need to find one that's a little bit more than 1 player, progressive, with 6 players they're looking for. There's a good one. That's a really good one. Okay. We'll hang here, see if it fills up. The only problem with a hobby like this is this part of it. If you could just instantly be in a game, the game was filled up and going, then it would be a little bit easier of a thing to kind of do. We might have to leave this game because it's not getting any momentum. I was excited about it, but I'm only seeing 2 players so far, so it doesn't look like others are excited about it. Okay, we'll leave that one and look again. My goodness, welcome to the Looking for Risk game stream. On this game, or on this stream, I look for a Risk game and do not find one. Okay, this now has, although it's true random, I don't like true random. I like this. I think this is the one we were in before. Hey, look at that. It's filling up. I like these names. So we're playing Author Cam, a Canadian. Christopher, there's a Canadian. I love it. Christopher said, tonight's commentary is brought to you by Old Gold Beer. The Kremlinator looks through the possibilities for conquest. Okay, we got a game. Let's do this. So I will walk you guys through. And as we're waiting on this, as I've been trying to be better at saying, make sure you've hit that like button if you're watching this. All right, here we go. We had 2 players bot out, so we have 2 robots now. Blue and magenta are robots. So it's the Kremlinator versus 2 Terminators and then 3 human beings. He said the Kremlinator is ready. All right, so we are right now waiting to see what red is doing. What is red's strategy going to be? My color on this game is white. I need to remember that because I always default to thinking it's black because that's my default setting. So unless another player picked black, I usually get black. But I'm white on this board. So that puts me in 6th position, which means a lot of my troops are going to get eaten away. It depends on how people decide to play for Australia, but there's a high likelihood that 2 and 4 in Australia get completely destroyed because people are crazy for Australia. And when you're in auto settings, it's not always the best setting to have a beginning in Australia because things get crazy in Australia. People are obsessed with it. Okay, I have no idea what red did. Did red just add and not attack? Red didn't get a card. So they just added in Europe and just chilled. Interesting. So they decided to go cardless just to kind of hold and retain. We have black. Black is just taking a card and enforcing in North America and then moving their 3. So they're going to try for North America. That signals like blue get out of North America. Hopefully blue, well, blue's a robot, so blue probably fights them. Blue is going to bot and destroy my 2 and 3 most likely in South America. We'll see. Yeah, Christopher said red sets itself up for an early loss. But red may not, because that might have been a really wise play. So now we got green. Green is buffing up to potentially... I mean, if I'm green right now, you're right next to a robot. Robots are crazy. Your best bet is probably just destroy the robot. I think I know what red's thinking is here. Red wants me to break through the 2 and the 3 and take Australia, and then they can move their 6 in and take what I've already paid the cost for. It's not a bad move. We got Gary Hodges saying hello, hello. How's it going, Gary? We're playing Risk Progressive, classic progressive game. Okay, the robot is moving. I don't think the robot probably takes out my 1 this turn. I don't think they hit my 5. But I am pretty screwed by that robot. Like, I pretty much have to accept that right now my best move is actually going to be vying for Australia, as crazy and as much as I hate Australia. I think the first person I take out is going to be red. Because red is my biggest threat in Australia. And I think that what I need to do after that is I'm going to consolidate and move my 3 to my 2 and hope that he doesn't make a long prayer move and move the... I think red does go for Australia at this point. I shouldn't really be going for continents in progressive. Right now, I should just be worried about big stacks of armies. I also don't like that I'm right next to, I'm pretty much going to get annihilated by this robot. The players that bought it out. My hope is that when it comes to Magenta, that Magenta decides to, Black is, that was a weird move by Black too. Black has to do a move that's going to cost them some troops. But they want to be kind of buffing up from North America. Green stays in North America, is buffing up their stacks. I think green might be the biggest threat here, especially if green utilizes that 5 to get their card. That's a player who knows their stuff. Yeah, green knows what's up. So I got to keep an eye on green because green knows what they're doing. Yeah, okay. So this is where those bots are going to be problematic. So that 6 hits my 2 or my 3. It's gone. Oh, I'm surprised it didn't hit. That was a bad re-up on my part. Like I have no idea why. That was an unusual thing for the robot to do, actually. So we have 6 troops acquired here. I think we're just going to take Australia. Hope that our dice rolls are okay. And we're going to chill here and hope, again, that red is not stupid. Never forget how crazy people in this game get for Australia. They see a 6 there. They're like, the only way to win is with Australia. And they'll just suicide right into you. And it looks like that is exactly what red wants to do. Okay, so we got black. Red is going to patiently wait for me to hit that 3. And then try to kind of, try to like sweep in and take Australia after. Yeah, Christopher said the Kremlinator has done it. Aussies bow to their new leader. It might be a temporary leader. Black just completely rage quit the game, leaving 3 cards on the table. That's kind of lame. 3 cards on the table defended by 1s. So because of that, green just rage quit the game. We had 2 players, so I'm guessing these are alt players because that seems strangely planned. You don't usually have that many players just rage quit straight up. So we have some straight up rage quitters. We will take advantage of that. I have no benefit from moving those other troops. I think that red might win this game, specifically because of the rage quitters, the people who just quit and forfeited out. Yeah, Gary was saying those quits really benefit red, unfortunately. Yeah, they do. Almost to the point where one would question whether those quits were accounts owned by red. Which, by the way, happens in this game a lot. Also, I'm not understanding why the robot suddenly defaulted. Yeah, there's some weirdness in this game. So the robots are defaulting and not playing, which is really unusual. So the settings on this game have been really awfully strange. I'm trying to see if there's someone I can kill. Because what I want to do is, ideally, I would want to take those cards from black, but I don't think I can. I think that instead, I need to kill red and get red out of the way. Unfortunately, I think I get creamed pretty quickly in this game because there's no competition. It's basically me and red at this point. Red has no cards, though. This is a really weird game. And red didn't move. Okay. What is going on with this game? This is a very strange game. Okay. So I think what we need to do is just take out black and take their cards. So we're going to do that. We're going to go for black first, and we're going to take their cards. I think it is possible for us to do that, even when breaking through red. It's very strange that red just kind of defaulted out of the game. So we have 5 cards. Our next cash in is going to be pretty significant. Are we even playing progressive? Because at this point, it's like weird settings too. I'm really not understanding what happened with this game. Did this game just get like completely roboted out? It's very strange. I have not seen this kind of default happen where you have active players who all quit. It's a very strange one. But I will take it because this will end in victory. So let's see if we can accrue some more cards. Maybe we can take red out of the game. Or gradually take red out of the game since they're the only active player that I think is here. I don't think we fully take red out, but we can at least start to kind of try for it, especially if they're not going to play actively. And let's buff up over here. Let's buff up our 7. This is the weirdest game of Risk I've ever played. So red has rage quit. So this game is ours. Red rage quit. Green rage quit. I have no idea what happened there. And we have inactive bots. So this game is like 110% ours to win. It's just going to, like, unfortunately, this one's not going to be fun because, I mean, yeah, we like literally, at this point, I don't see us possibly losing this game. So we'll just go ahead and end our turn. What's weird is, didn't this game start out as a progressive game and now it's turned into a fixed game? And initially the robots were moving and now they're not. It's a really strange, just the way this game has played out. I feel like there's some sort of strange wizardry or hackery that's occurred here. All right, we're just going to go very slowly. Let's go ahead and cash in some cards too. We'll just start carving away. Unfortunately, this will take quite a while, but that's okay. So I will still take that win, even though this is not the most entertaining win. So like I said, this is the weirdest, kind of least entertaining of the games that I have seen or played. So we'll go ahead and move here. What a weird game. The other combatants crumbled before the Kremlinator. Yeah. If you guys have played Risk before and you know what's happening here with the board, please explain, because this one's a very strange one for me. I mean, I know 2 players defaulted out, but it was a little weird that red just stopped moving. All right, let's clear out. Let's work on clearing this out, and then we'll get pink last. What a bizarre game. I mean, I'll take the win, but very bizarre game. Christopher said, one word describes them, scaredy cats. Yeah, that's a good point. Gary said, if I didn't care about my ranking, I would maybe lose interest with multiple bots and you having Australia. Yeah, I guess so. But honestly, that's also if you think that Australia is the only way to win, which is not true. There are so many ways to win Risk without Australia. Yes, Australia is good, but you didn't lose if somebody gets Australia. I've beaten people multiple times when they seal Australia. It's possible, guys. What a bizarre game. That was the weirdest one I've played yet. Do we close out the kind of boring Risk game now? Oh no! It has to go even longer. Okay. That was a strange game. Strange game. Thomas Adams. Australia or die! I do like that. Look at the superior push of the Kremlin army. It's true. We are pushing forward and we are dominating and taking over the world. That was the easiest game of Risk I have ever played and the weirdest. I have no idea how we won it. I won't be surprised if the rankings, the rankings we just won against couldn't have been high. Yeah, it was intermediate and beginners. So I feel like maybe there was some kind of collaborative effort or something that we were getting in the way of. And they were like, let's go find another sucker or something. All right, guys. That was a pretty good game. We will be right back. I'm going to play one more round, and then I'm going to take a power nap and finish my page. If you guys hadn't caught this earlier, let's see if it's still up. Yeah, so that is where I'm at on page 72 of my graphic novel. I'm going to pencil the last 2 panels after I take a power nap like a champ tonight. So, the Kremlinator wins. The crowd goes wild. Leave a like in his honor. That's true. If you guys are enjoying these streams, I see 5 people watching right now. That better mean 5 likes. Hit that like button. Now I see 4 people watching. Just asking for likes. Got rid of 1. Go forth. Hit that like button. I will be right back. I'm going to play the trailer by Jim Lujan called Wordzoid that talks about both of my books. And then we're going to come back, play one more round of Risk, and we will call it till later on the stream. So here we go.
Well, Peter, since I'm such a big music fan, I'm going to have to go with Karen Carpenter. Oh, Stu, I'm sorry. That's the incorrect answer. Trish, what you got for us?
I'm going to go with Kim Gordon.
All right, let's check that answer. Kim Gordon. Do we have a Kim Gordon? Yes, and that means you're our new Wordzoid champion, Trish. Dale, tell Trish what she's won. Trish, you've won a copy of 2 stories, a memoir of faith and mental illness. Handwritten, hand-drawn, and handed to you by artist and writer Joshua Kemble. But wait, that's not all. You've also won a copy of Jacob's Apartment, the story of a doomed romance. What happens when you take Eternal Sunshine out of the spotless mind and put it in a blender with Ghost World? You get Jacob's Apartment, written and illustrated by Joshua Kemble. Trish, thank you for playing Wordzoid.
All right, great job, Trish.
I was told I was gonna get a lifetime supply of paper towels.
All right, we're going to look for a progressive game. That was one that had 1 out of 6 filling it. Here's another progressive, but not the map. I like the classic map. We're going to find another game to kind of end this out on. If I can play 4 games in a row, like that last one didn't even feel like a win because so many people just quit out for no reason. And the weird thing is, some of those positions were like not unwinnable positions that the people were in. So I don't know exactly what was up with that game. That was a really strange one. This one just opened up. Let's check it out again. Let's just go in order and see if we can find a progressive game that will be fun to play and hopefully be a little more entertaining than that one. Because that one was like almost too easy. Like, I like winning, but that one, I don't know. It felt like I didn't even, at the end, I was just like taking out stacks. Because, yeah, interesting. I should have paid attention to the bot settings on that. I didn't know that the bots, whoever had set up that game. Ooh, this looks good. Let's try that. Blizzards. Nope. 3 bots. That would be boring as hell. So, yeah, I didn't even realize that like they had their bot settings where they don't auto move, which is okay. It's just like when you have 2 of the players just kind of crap out and quit, like it's just a bizarre one to do. The Kremlinator made an easy win by scaring away the competition, is what Mr. Christopher Runciman said. Possibly. I don't know why. I wasn't playing that intimidatingly. That's pretty good. That's progressive balance blitz. We got 5 players, Blizzards. I think this was the one with the robots. You know what? Screw it. Let's keep the robots. Let's play this game. Let's see how we do. Yeah, let's see if the players in the next round are made of sterner stuff. I agree. I want a stern competition. Either way, this will be the last game of Risk on this stream. Not enough confirmations. Okay, let's continue. We will find a game, but this will be my last game on the stream for now, and then I will go take a power nap and finish up my page, and then possibly stream late tonight after that as a reward. Because that, to me, is a perfect Sunday. A perfect day is a day where I get to work on comics and I get to play these stupid games between, and I get to be at home and I get to take a nap. Like, all of those things are the most exciting things in the world to me. Is that lame? I know a lot of people are like, man, I'd like to go somewhere, try unusual foods. I'd like to travel. I'd like to do these things. And for me, I'm like, I'd like to be at home. I'd like to draw comic books. I would like to take naps. And I would like to play Risk. that to me, that's a day off. Because I'm a nerd. Okay. Let's see here. There has to be a game. Like, it's so bizarre that it's taken this long to find a game. The second I'm looking for progressive, I'm looking for a progressive here. Now I want to make jokes about progressives. Like, I'm looking for a Bernie Sanders anywhere in this game. Okay. Did you guys ever see the I'm sure all of you have seen it, like the Bernie Sanders mittens? I thought that those were incredible. I do not see a game that's good to join. This is bizarre. There was one back here. Okay, it's only 4 players though. And I'm telling you, the way progressive goes, it is so boring when you play only 4 players in progressive. This one's fixed with blizzards. That could be interesting. But I want progressive, man. I've been on this progressive vibe the last, last few days. Okay, let's try one more search. This may just be fate saying this is it. And let me know in the chats what you guys are working on. Christopher mentioned. I know that Gary has just recently finished Dinosaurs versus Marsbots, D versus M. And it has been sent to the printer. And I cannot wait to pick up a copy. I'm really excited about it. I've had the honor of having been one of the early people to see the script. And it is going to be so good. So good. Okay. Let's see here. We're just scrolling through this stuff, and eventually there will be a game. This one's timer 60 seconds. It only has 1 person. Oh, now it has 2, so that's a good sign. So let's see if this fills up at all. Hamilton, Suto, and Ozzy 40. Do you think that's Ozzy like Ozzy Osbourne? Now we just have to wait for 3 other players to join. He's very into prog risk. He comes through the map store looking for a world that is progressive enough for him. I love it. So now we're at 4 players. We got General Eldritch 4225. We just need 2 more players. Hopefully it'll fill up. Sunny Day. That's bizarre. I just saw Sunny Day Real Estate. And then we have 1, which is interesting because that's a Sunny Day Real Estate song. Hamilton and Ozzy just started crying when Josh entered the room, said Christopher. I don't think so. It would be fun to be that good. There are some guys in Risk. I'm going to blank out on his name. One of my favorite YouTubers is the Kill Pete strategy. And if I were in a Risk game and like Pete came in the room, I'd be like, well, crap, I'm screwed. Like, you know what I mean? Because he's a grandmaster. He's one of the best players at Risk in the world. And so it's like that guy, like I would feel like, what is the point of even playing this game? Like we all know how this is going to end, Okay. So here we go. We got Christopher saying 1 is in for a real surprise. Okay. Weirdly, White just buffs up their 6 and didn't make a move. Similar move to the last first player. We got Magenta. Magenta is moving out of... By the way, I'm 5th position. I'm black on this map. I don't have a super strong or weak start. Red is gonna go... I thought was going to go for Australia. Red instead makes a insane attack on purple because they're going to go for Australia. They're like, you can't take my Australia. Never take my Australia. And now they're telling like the pink 5 to move because they're like, I need Australia. That kills me. Magenta is the color for the week. That's right. Anytime you hear the word magenta, it's like the word of the day on Pee-wee's Playhouse. You go, ah, every time. Okay. White is the color for the Weebly niece. Okay. I'm black on this map. Let's see here. My play is going to be really oriented around where other people are going. I think I want to kind of move out of areas that people are desiring. That's going to be my method here. I don't like that my 4 is in a position to get kind of creamed. I'm actually in a, like, looking at people, I will take an alliance from 1. Sure. Looking at the people here, the biggest threat to me right now is white. Because they're in a position where if they buff up their troops enough, they can easily kind of make life hard for me. So what I'm going to do is use this. I'm going to free up. I'm going to end my attack phase, and I'm going to go ahead and fortify my 8 and sort of chill there. So we got purple is going to take Australia. Or maybe they leave Australia because they're like, you know what? Screw Australia. If they leave Australia, you know, they're probably actually a pretty good player. But you can't leave Australia. It's better to just ruin your whole game. Do you guys see, like, watch any game I play, and you'll see why I usually avoid any thought of Australia, because people will just, like I said, like, they'll just suicide themselves, and then they'll have like 1 troop and be like, haha, I took Australia, and they have no defenses. Purple can stay in Australia. No one likes them. Well, purple can be kind of popular. Nothing wrong with purple. All right, we got pink or magenta with ambitions of staying in Australia. Everybody wants Australia. But we're playing progressive, guys. Nobody cares about it. Nobody should care about Australia. It's not a bad point to hold, but if you deplete all of your resources and troops to get to Australia, you're going to have a rude awakening when people start getting huge bonuses. So red and magenta are going to duke it out over Australia. My goal is to let the idiots kill each other. I kind of, again, like, white is my biggest danger here. But I'm liking chilling where I'm at. So I'm buffing up my stack, trying to kind of stay in position a little bit, in fear of white just kind of blasting through and completely ruining my game. Yeah, that's a good point. Christopher does make a good point. He said magenta is a big fan of shrimps on their Barbies. That's the truth. Maybe it's not a fascination because they think that's the only strategy to win. It could just be like, yeah, they could just be really big fans of shrimps on the Barbie, you know? Maybe they're just really big on Vegemite. They're like, dude, Vegemite's the best food. I'll die for it. I don't care. I'll die for that Vegemite. Grab a beer from Old Gold. That's right. I need to be doing my Old Gold ads here. So purple just went offline and bought it out. Magenta plays with Barbies. It's interesting. The fact that purple bought it out is weird. A lot of botting out in the last few games. That was a really weird move from white. Not sure what their goal was there. These games have been really weird. Today, I don't know. I feel weirded out by like the last 2 games. This one's awfully strange. Hard to figure what people are thinking. So what's funny is standard, like, you know, thinking on this kind of thing would be to, yeah, red really wants Australia. It's like, of course, how dare you be in Australia? These players are bizarre. Christopher said purple has to take out the garbage. Its mom said so. Yeah, I could see that. Even though Josh is in France, he will not surrender. Hey, I'm just Napoleoning it up here. Napoleoning it up. Just chilling. Checking out the Louvre. Pretty good art up here. I don't see why I should leave, you know? I'm just going to join the salon and start an art movement from my location here. I'm not even going to break white, which I might regret later. But I feel like if I break white, I actually make an enemy. And it's too early in a progressive game to try to take out people for cards. I have a good card set, so that's good. Christopher said, I knew there was a reason you keep one of your hands tucked in your jacket. It's that good old Napoleon pose where you're like, because I think he did usually have, yeah. So see, now magenta has taken on white, and now they're going to be in trouble because they've made an enemy. Nobody has cashed in their cards yet. In a weird way, I'm kind of at an advantage because of the fact that I started later in the game. It's a disadvantage at the start, but it becomes an advantage later because your cash-ins kind of start accruing later. So as long as you survive, you end up accruing bigger bonuses. Let's see who's in the lead troop-wise. Right now, blue is heavily in the lead with 28. Purple is about to disappear. I think, yeah, purple's botted out, but purple's about to disappear. And then we have our lead at this point is blue, and then I'm in second so far, but it's progressive, so that will very quickly change. I'm also keeping an eye out for quick kills that I might be able to make. Christopher said blue is the color of crybabies. I'm wondering what I don't want to cash in my cards. I don't want to take anyone out yet. I'm going to keep working on slowly getting bigger because I feel pretty confident about my location and the size. So in progressive, when you go for a kill, you shouldn't just take somebody's continent because, again, it's not really a game about continents. When you go for a kill, you want to be able to wipe out every number on the map. That's the ultimate time to act, is when you're in a position where you can confidently get rid of every single person. And also to where they will have enough cards to where that loss that it takes to get there is worth it. In this case, this really sets up who's set up by this. So blue's in a pretty good position because of white there. depending on who acts, blue is in a pretty good position. Because blue might, in theory, be able to take out purple. Pink might be able to take out purple, too. Pink cashed in their cards, which is great. That means when I inevitably do cash in my cards, I'm going to get a bigger bonus than pink. Pink is going to go balls out for Australia. I love it. Oh, red is going to get a nice bonus from pink if they can cash in their cards. If not, blue is in a really good spot because blue can clean up. Yeah, blue is going to get a really huge card turn in on this next turn because of this bad playing. If blue plays it right. We'll see how blue goes about it. Christopher said pink makes the Australian situation worse. If you look at just the idiotic moves that are going on in relation to Australia and trying to secure Australia, it's insanity. I think blue right now is trying to calculate their move, but they're not moving quick enough. I mean, if I'm blue, I'm like taking that bonus. It's very bizarre that blue is not making a move. How strange is that? Oh my goodness. Oh no, but they blocked me. Ah, oh, they blocked me from the perfect move. Well, you know what? They didn't block me well enough. So I'm going to take some bonuses. We're going to get, we'll start with the bonus from purple. That'll be the first one. And then we'll get the bonus from pink. We'll work that around and try to see if we can make that work for red. Can we make that work for red? I believe we can. Oh no! Oh, we didn't win. Okay. I have to close out. I came so close. I just fed white a really nice bonus, and white might win the game. Also, the family just got home from a trip.
We have so many Girl Scout cookies.
I guess we have a slew of Girl Scout cookies, which is awesome. Oh, wow. Awesome. That's rad. That's a lot of Girl Scout cookies. I hope some of them are mint because the best Girl Scout cookies are mint. I am surprised that white didn't just proceed to wipe the floor with me after that. Will blue do so? I don't know if blue has the manpower to do it, but they might. And blue does have a cash in. My next cash in's pretty good too. It's a shame that was a bad roll. After sound trashing of others, the Kremblinator will celebrate by eating cookies. That's right. I'm going to be thrashing. And so I think I might be thrashing others after a sound loss. This is a very strange game, how this is going. Yep.
Feed the dogs.
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay. What do I want to do? I can't disappear anyone. I can't disappear anyone. So I'm going to revert back to buffing up my position. Let everybody kind of weaken themselves. Because I still do have a slight advantage. White is going to be pretty powerful here, though. Yeah, they get a 25 troop bonus, so this might be the end of my game. 42. The magic number from Douglas Adams. Goodbye, Australia. But I don't think they take Australia. They are going to get a fat bonus, though. White is doing pretty well. The game would have literally been older. The game would have been over if I had hit that one and the roll was good. But it extends a bit, so now I have to be a little cautious. I was a little too gung-ho. I could have, if I had waited a turn, but let's see. Who's at the strongest on the board? I think what we do here is just continue to play it very short and slow. And wait for our cash in, which is next turn. So if we survive this turn, we're in pretty good straits to do some damage again. This might be the one. Although it wouldn't make a lot of sense to eat somebody for 3. You'd want to go at white, but still, they could clear me off the map. But if you're going to do that, you'd want to have a cash in that makes it worthwhile. Okay, so I think I want to let I need to stay very large and fortified here. So I kind of had to opt and switch to a turtle strategy, hoping that like blue and white kind of go at it. And I've intentionally blocked myself in so that Christopher said Josh is fortified. So 26 plus, what will they get? 26 plus 40 is not going to be enough. Okay, I'm kind of digging this. So I think what I'm going to do is stay turtled and let the dynamite go. Why is that? Was there a turtle thing with Mary Poppins?
Song that Meryl Streep sings where she's got turtle or whatever, where everything goes upside down.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was considered turtle. So I think this was the best strategy here because I think white can't possibly. Well, maybe they take it. I don't see how white. Oh, I guess they have that 26. Okay, they're going to get those 2 cards. So it's me and white as the last players in the game. But like white, ooh, just barely. But they did unlock me, which is good too. So I think at this point we take the game. It's highly unlikely that we don't win this game at this point. Oh. So we're just gonna slowly but surely kind of dominate the map. Maybe we don't win. Because that does leave them with a 20, and they have 5 troops. So I think we lose this game. I thought we were going to win it, but I think instead we actually lose this game. And that is okay with me. Because it was a pretty good game.
That's weird. I was walking into Benji's room, and you were like, we take the game. And then I was walking out of Benji's room, and you're like, I think we lost the game.
Yeah, it was just a reassessment because I was looking at how it was going. Yeah, so they're going to have like 50-something troops. So at this point, that's when they will dominate the game. I don't have a card turn in next turn. So we come in second, which isn't too bad. I'm happy with coming in second. Christopher was saying, Kremlinator domination time. Yeah, so still, I don't feel bad about these games. I actually feel like this was a pretty good round. Last one was incredibly weird. Coming in second wasn't too bad. And that's basically it for the game. We're going to watch it all the way through. I'm sure they make it all the way. There's no way they don't take me out because, again, like I only have 11 troops left. I'm going to have about a 1 troop turn in on my next turn. Yeah. So we'll just go ahead and play it through to the end. But yeah, this will not end well is my point. But I do always play through to the end because that's what you do. So I do have a good card turn in the next turn, but there's no way they don't clear me out. So point being, why aren't they moving their 8? They need to move their 8 in. Okay, now they move their 8 in. Okay, now we close the game. Maybe not. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys, by happen circumstances, let's see how this works out. They have 4 cards to turn in though. So I think I'm going to die on this one, but you know what? Let's let's play it through. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, this is over. Okay. Let's watch this game as it ends. Here it goes. It was a worthwhile try. there was no way I was closing that out anyway. So they had way more than what I had left to go. Okay, good games. I feel like that was actually a pretty good. That's true. I don't go down easily. But yeah, so good game. I feel like these last two went really well. The first one on this stream was insane. But I feel like 3 out of 4 for the day wasn't too bad for wins. So now I'm going to go take that power nap, and then I'm going to finish up my page. So I will see you guys on the next live stream. Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. And if you haven't yet, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell, and hopefully I'll have some more comics related stuff for you. Although honestly, if I stream again today, it'll be probably another Risk game, and that would mean I have finished my page. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging in the chats. Have a good one, guys, and I will see you on the next stream. Bye.